this one second here. Ooh, my headphones are loud. There we go. That's a little better. All right, let's go ahead and switch on over here. There we are. Hello. I don't know if we got anybody in the chat yet, but hello if there is anybody. Oh, excuse me. Awesome. Let me go and minimize this and get the engine opened. That too. And that. There we go. All right. Let's see. Development. Perfect. All right. So I've been doing a little bit of testing, a little bit of work over the past few days. Most things are working amazing. There's a few issues that I have noticed so far, and there's a few things I still got to test. One of them is I have not yet tested the recoil on the firearms. I think it should work. I just got to actually give it a test. So I implemented that this morning. It took me like 5 seconds. I just forgot to, I forgot to set up so I could actually fire the gun. So I did that real quick this morning. I haven't packaged yet. And then one of the things that we're going to be focused on today is the dungeon generator. So the dungeon generator, it does still work really well. The problem, however, was with quest performance. So the problem that I ran into is after the dungeon was generated, if I looked even in the rough direction of wherever the dungeon itself was, my FPS would immediately drop down to maybe like 10 to 15 FPS. Very, very poor frame rate, and it was really, really bad. So I am that, which definitely means that needs to be fixed. So I've spent, I don't know, maybe the past week, because I tested this a week ago and I've been doing a little bit of work. I don't think I've done any work on live streams or anything like that, but I've been doing a little bit of work on my own time trying to find a way to fix that up so that way it would work a little better. The most I was able to get to, I think, was like 20 FPS. So I'm redesigning it a bit. So far, the redesign that I'm doing seems to be working a little bit better. I've at the very least gotten up to, I think it was like 50 to 60 FPS, which is significantly better than what I was getting before. Because I think the big issue that I was having into is everything was all tiled. So I had the rooms, that it was basically like a grid, anywhere between like a 2x2 to 10x10. And then you also had the corridors were their own grid as well. And so I think the problem became that I had so many meshes because I was at the moment generating 15 rooms. So I think I just had so many meshes. And I tried instant stack meshing. I tried I tried static meshes with like distance culling, like all sorts of different things. Nothing worked. So what I'm going to be doing instead is I've started to work on it a bit. We're going to have predefined room sizes. So there's still a few issues. I kind of broke my corridor generation doing this. And I'm not really sure why. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So like if I spawn this, I only have one room size right now. So see, this one worked just fine. I only have one room size. So I decreased the tile size from 400 by 400 down to 100 by 100. For those of you guys who don't know, Unreal units, I believe, are in centimeters. What it's 100 units is 1 meter. That's the real life measurement. So I decreased it down to 100 by 100. And so these are all 10 by 10 if you take those 100. So 1,000 by 1,000 if you take that whole scaled value here. And that's what this is currently looking like. This is not the correct mesh, though, I think. Anyways. So yeah, that's kind of what's going. Oh, I know why it doesn't look right. It's because these have a different lighting channel than these. These lighting channels need to change eventually. So yeah, the dungeon generator works most of the time, but I've noticed that here and there it'll stop functioning, and so I got to figure out what's going on there. So yeah, and I still have a whole bunch of debug stuff. Yeah, see, this one doesn't. I think what happens is when it turns, it doesn't know how to get through these rooms, and something I did broke that. So I think that's kind of where the issue is. Maybe what I need to do is have it so that way it just won't, like it. Oh, did I? Am I already breaking things? Oh, I think it froze on me. There we go. I think it's because when it goes back and forth, I've noticed that it seems to kind of keep producing tiles sometimes. So there was probably like hundreds of tiles in there already. So yeah, the other thing that we're going to work on a little bit is the melee weapons as well, the sword. Nothing really big. I've changed around the handgun so that way I can actually see what it looks like before we fully get into the level. I kind of scaled it down too. I don't remember if I had done that before. So yeah, I at the very least can pick these up, so that's good. This is excellent. I ended up going back to my old version of grabbing weapons. So this does work a little better. So, we'll do this at the end, because this is also going to require me making some modifications to my models, for the sword. So we'll work on this first, because this is probably going to be the more difficult thing to work on. And yeah, so I realized I was probably talking for way too long on all this. Cool. So the corridor generation is the big problem at the moment. So the problem with the corridor generation, I've eyeballed this a few times. For some reason, when it comes down, it will not always reroute. So let me see if I can get a buggy version here. Okay, that one worked fine. I want one that's not going to generate correctly. Okay, here we go. I see where it stopped too. So if we open up this one, so we can see it kind of gets stuck in this weird little limbo here. And I think part of the oh no, it is rerouting. So it is rerouting and then it's trying to route as well. So it's not like doing the whole thing. So I wonder if maybe I need to reorder this a bit. Because it's also not recognizing that it's hitting anything too, which is also a problem. Oh, I think I know why. Actually, I'm gonna be really mad if this is the only reason for this issue. Not walls, floors. Let me see here real quick. Show simple collision. Yeah, there's no collision on this. It uses simple collision when it's checking for things like that. So if I just add in a box collision. Let's see if that might actually fix it. Okay, it did not. Okay, it did not, but at least it's not spawning them over and over again. So that's good. That's at least a little bit better. So let's see. I think I can see where it stopped too. It looks like it was right about here. Because it didn't complete this connection here. So, and I see why too, because if you look at this, it's trying to get along this edge here. So the way that I designed it, it's trying to go this way through the room, but it can't. But what I am confused about is it's supposed to go back to its last position and then reroute around when this happens, and this has stopped working. So let's see here. Maybe I need to move this to here. Let's try something a little different. Let's say last position here. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out this last position here. So we'll only set the last position when we've added an instance. I'm gonna see if maybe that might fix it. Okay, that does not look like it did. Okay. I wonder if maybe I swapped these around at some point. Hold on, let me check this. Because I was noticing this acting a little weird earlier. Y, X, scale, -1, scale. Let me, I need to see something here. Hold on. Let's do this. String. Let's do this on the reroute and the route. I need to see what these values are coming out as. Because it almost feels like the last position and current position are not being set correctly. Let me bypass this for a second. Let's go back to our old way of doing things. Okay, so if we take our last position, our current point. I don't know why I named these different. I really shouldn't have done that. I think I wasn't paying attention when I named these. Okay, so this should at the very least let us know what's happening when it gets into that limbo. Okay, this one generated fine. See, I like that at the very least in most of them, it's working fine. Okay, it stopped. Where did it stop? Here. It stopped here. I see it. It looks like it's just kind of going back and forth. Let me see this. Hold on. Let's pause this for a sec. 35, 34. Yeah, it looks like it might just be going back and forth. Let me open up the output log here. Yeah. You can kind of see the Y values kind of screwed up here. 950, 950, 1050, 1050, 950, 950. Yeah, so they're just kind of going back and forth is what it looks like. Let's do something a little different too, because I also want to see something else. Draw debug arrow. Because I think I'm understanding what's happening, but I want to try this. I'm going to do this real quick. Hold on. Let's do 20. I'm not going to add a duration on there. Thickness. Let's say 10 for both. Okay, this one worked fine. This one, yeah, this one screwed up. I saw where it was going to happen too. Yeah, so see, it's trying to get to this position. I think I might actually know why this is happening now that I'm looking at this. Let's try something real quick. If we go into here, so I set this up, this set directional info. So originally the way that this was functioning is before we even started the routing, I found the direction it needed to go into. But I started having issues when I swapped things around. Am I still using VR? I was never using VR expansion plugin. Or are you talking about in general? It just occurred to me I may have seen this a little bit late. Let me increase the size real quick. Hold on. Yeah, no, you're good. I've used VR expansion plugin before. I personally prefer not to use it on my own projects. Like nothing against the plugin or anything like that. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great plugin. I just personally like to develop things myself because for me it's both a learning opportunity because then I get to understand how everything works, um, and also just because to me it just it feels like I have a little bit more control over how everything functions in my game. So personally, I prefer to develop things myself rather than using plugins and things like that. Um, but yeah, I wasn't using VR expansion plugin for this project. I have thought about maybe using it just for the player because I have been having a few issues with that. Um, but I think I've managed to work through most of them, so I don't know that I'll really need to, if I'm completely honest. Starting direction, reroute. I need to see where this is happening. Because I think. Hold on. I think I see what's happening. Hold on. If I come down here, starting direction. Because we use starting direction. Oh, I see what's happening. Oh, this is going to be such a pain in the butt. I need to think here for a second. So I see what's happening now. I'm actually surprised now that I'm looking at this. I'm surprised that my last version worked at all. um, because I see what's happening. So when it's near the position, right? It sets the starting direction. This starting direction is used for the reroute and it's used for over here, right? Um okay. I think I have a solution here. Um yeah, I have a solution here. Let's do this. Let's do I'm gonna copy this. Okay. So what we'll do I have an idea, okay? We'll take this, we'll add our instance, right? Okay. And then I can do it for all of them, I think. So we add our instance. This is going to get a little messy just because I want to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly. And then we take starting direction. We go up here. And that's going to be the end of it. Let's try that real quick. Oh, I forgot the floors. I forgot the reference here. There we go. Perfect. All right. Let's see if this works. This is either really going to break things or... Okay, hold on. I was like, this is either really going to break things or this is really going to work. And apparently this really broke things. I see why, though. Here. Hopefully. No, we're still running. Why is it getting stuck? See, it's getting stuck on the same value for our last position and our current position, I've noticed. Like, it's no longer trying to move is what it looks like. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me see something real quick. I need to see. Let's get a broken version here real quick. Let's get a broken generation. Hold on. Let me turn up my camera speed too. My camera's way too slow. Okay, here we go. Let me do that. Okay. So yeah, it's just going through the reroute. So that's what I wanted. Okay, hold on. Let's try something else too. If I take this, plug this back in here. I'm going to just run this up here. This is also in the set directional info, but I have that unplugged at the moment. If I go back to my old way with this new setup here, let me see if this works. Oh, do we have it? Was that it? Hold on. It should have screwed up here, I think. These two are in line with one another, and it should have gone through them. Or tried to, I guess. I think this might have worked. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting to spend a lot more time working on this. Yeah, I think this may have worked. Hold on, let's run a few more tests real quick. Let's make sure. Yep, good. Let me make sure this is stopping too. Yes, it is. Good. It should have been, but I wanted to make sure. I think I fixed it. That ended up being a lot easier than I originally expected for it to be. Yeah, I want. Actually, no, it might not have. Here, it probably should have had some kind of weird freak out, and maybe here too. Let's run 3 more. Make sure none of them break. Generation complete. Okay, 2. Generation complete. 1 more. I forgot to hit simulate. I was like, why wasn't anything happening? Oh. Ooh, hold on. That one's a new one. What the heck happened here? What the heck? Oh. Okay, let's try something a little different. Hold on. This is why we test things, for when we break them. Hold on. Let me move this down here to our route. Maybe this just needs to happen whenever we route things. I think I see what happened. We just need to not happen. Okay, still working fine. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. I'm looking for the generation complete over here. Actually, let me disconnect this real quick. Hold on. So that way I'm not seeing all this extra debug stuff. Five. I think that was it. Couple quick adjustments, and it looks like it might have all been working fine. Now, the real test is going to be when I start adding in, like, additional room sizes. So I already have it set up, so I should be able to add in, like, a 5x5 or 20x20, 2x4, all these different sizes. I just have not yet tested them because I do not yet have the other rooms. So hopefully all that's going to work fine. But it's looking like it's working fine. Let's run 3 more real quick, just to make sure nothing's happening. There's 3. There's 2. And then 1 more. Worked. Nice. Why does this keep coming back? What is I have removed these like 5 times and these props all keep coming back. Because I didn't need them. I'm not going to be using these anymore. Oh well. Screw it. I'll leave it for now. I'm like, why does this keep coming back? Okay. Awesome. So our generator is now working perfectly again. The walls and ceilings are all pretty easy to do. I forgot what I was looking for. I need the room. That's what I need. I want to fix that lighting channel real quick. The dungeons themselves are going to have a different lighting channel because I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to have like a directional light beaming down on the whole level. But if I do decide to do that, I want to make sure it's not going to affect the dungeons themselves. Because if you noticed, the rooms themselves were pretty bright because they were getting the directional light. And so the corridors and all that, they're all going to be lit. At least for the first level, I want for it all to be lit by like torches, lanterns, candles, maybe chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, like internal stuff. I may end up having a light source later on, but for the time being, I'm not worried about it. And if I really want to share that same light source, I can always add in lighting channel 0 later and just do both of them. So yeah, that looks like it's working perfectly. Perfect. All right. Ignore these. These are from changing around the way the rooms work. I do find it amusing watching them all just kind of wandering around like this, though. These should still go after the player. I just haven't tested these in a while, so I'll have to test that with everything else. Let's do the walls real quick. We'll start with the room. Actually, I need a new wall mesh because I changed the size real quick. I'm just going to keep it nice and simple. Let's open up Blender. Add mesh plane. Hold on. Let's rotate 90. Negative 90. I think it needs to face this direction. That's the way it originally set it up. Okay. Grab these. These both need to go up to 0. This needs to go up to 4. So that's going to be 4 meters high. And then these both need to go down 0.5. Cool. Let's go ahead. I'm not going to save it. It's just a simple plane. I can always remake this. We're just going to export it to our desktop. Blank. I don't know that I'm going to have different wall sizes, but just in case. I might end up needing to do a combination of like full out static mesh walls and the individual tile walls for like the walls that have doors on them. But for the time being, I'm not super worried about it. We'll test that later. I'll leave that alone for a second. I'll remove that at the end. I want to first make sure everything works. Hopefully, by the time I'm done with all this, everything should be taken care of. So let's do construction script, generate walls. Here we go. Okay, so this is going to be a little different. So the way I used to do this is because it was several pieces, like different tiles for the floor, I just took the outer edges and looked around them. But since we don't have several different pieces, we now have to do this a little bit more differently. So let's do this. Let's see if we grab our. Let's first grab, where is it? This. So this will give us our size. There we go. So I generate the room index once at the very beginning, and this is so I can have multiple different room sizes, and have just like presets for what belongs in that room, like what kind of flooring, what kind of ceiling does it have, all that kind of stuff. I forgot actually to add in a wall mesh. Oh well, I'll do that later. It's not important for the time being. So we take our wall, which should, yes, it does have a stack mesh ready. Perfect. Then we take our wall. We need to add an instance. And actually, before we can even add the instance, we need to do this. So the way I think this needs to happen is we add in a sequence. And then let's actually, before we start adding in instances, I want to make sure we're doing searches correctly. So let's do for loop. And the way I want to do this is, since we know we're going around the edge, what I want to do is we're going to take our size X and -1. Let's do a -1. This can go up into the last index. Let's first make sure that we're getting our positions correctly. Okay. So let's do a quick draw, debug, sphere. Oh, sphere. Sphere. Okay, and the way we're going to do this is we're going to get actor location, and this, we're going to take our index, we will multiply it by our scale divided by 2, I believe. Let's just multiply by the scale for now, because I might actually need to change this up a little bit. Settings, scale. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to add split struct pin. Let's do X, because this is X, right? Yes, it is. Let's use the same one here, and this one's going to be for Y. So this is only going to do 2 sides. That was the wrong thing. Actually, I'm doing all sorts of wrong things. Hold on. Multiply index Y, draw debug sphere. Okay, it's gonna go into our center, and then let's do, I'm gonna do 20 by 20. Okay, we'll do red, and we will do blue. And then what I want to do, we'll do a 20 seconds should be more than enough for me to check it. Make sure it's at the really spawning in the right place. I'll do a thickness of 20 as well. And hopefully this will give me a grid along 2 edges. Now, I think it's going to be this edge and this edge. Or not. Did I disconnect this? Generate walls, sequence. Do something here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Okay, it is trying. Why is it not working though? Wait, I think I know why. Oh, this was a weird thing that happened. Oh no. It didn't set the size. Let's do this. This is going to break a whole bunch of stuff right now. I already know it. Yeah. Okay, so yep. Let's do this. Actually, I think I already have a solution to this. Where is... Here it is. Origin. Center. Extent. Okay, hopefully this will fix that. Yes, perfect. And just to make sure... No. Hold on. Okay, the rooms I can tell are working correctly. Oh. No, hold on. Something is very wrong. The rooms I can tell are working correctly because if you look at these are 10 by 10 grids here, and you can see that the room is lined up perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold on, I can't see that well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's something wrong with the corridor. I'm partially confused as to why it's going to here. Let's do something here real quick. Dude, I just fixed the corridor generation. Oh my god. Hold on. Let's see this. Begin play. Nope. Let me see real quick. How am I spawning this in? Let's first make sure it's lining up correctly when we spawn it in. Transform. Okay. Here. Create starting point. Oh god, this is a mess. I gotta go through and clean up all this code too. This is just become an absolute mess at this point. Okay, so this has to be where the issue is. This get random border point. I think. Oh, no. I see. That's right. Hold on. -1. Okay, so that should fix that positioning. Let's see. No, it did not. Why did it not? Let's see this. Maybe it's got to be 0.5 and minus 0.5. Oh, hold on. No, this is still spawning like weirdly in the middle here. It's almost like these changes aren't doing anything, which is really weird. Let's try this again real quick. -1. Why did it spawn all the way over here? What is going... Hold on. Hold on. Let's do this real quick. Hold on. Draw, debug, sphere. We're going to see exactly what's going on here. Let's do a 20. Duration 20. And I also want to put one more. Right here. This one's going to be a different color. We're going to do this one blue. So that way we can see where it's starting from and where it's ending up. Okay, so this right here is our origin point. Okay. What the... Okay, hold on. So it's not even following the correct point. I can tell that this is a border point. I can tell because it was lined up with this. And it looked like it might have actually been right about here. So that lines up correctly. What I'm not understanding is why it's not spawning in the right location. I think that this was fine. This 1.5 and minus 1.5. Because we wanted to spawn about an extra half out. So I think this part was fine. Let me see. Yeah, because you can see it's like right in the middle of this one. And here. Okay, that one lined up. Kind of. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, this is going to get a little bit extra messy right now. Hold on. I think I may know what's happening. If I X Y. Okay, not the correct position, but it was at least lining up correctly. That's good. It's at the very least lining up with the tiles. I don't know why it spawned so far out now, though. Hold on. No, that one didn't line up correctly at all. Is it just on one axis? This is so weird. Because, yeah, I can see it's lining up correctly this way. What axis is this? This is the X. Let's try something real quick. Hold on. What if I just take out X here? Yeah, see, and then this one went too far out again. And that didn't line up correctly at all. See, there's the origin point. These points are all off. They're not perfectly centered up like they're supposed to be. Only on the y-axis, which was the one I adjusted. This is so weird. Because it should be lining up anyways, right, with the current room location. So we take our current room location, we get a random border point. Unless it's something with the border point that I screwed up. Let's try something. If I take this. I actually don't know why I'm dividing by 2 here, if I'm honest. This could be part of the problem. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Everything generated. Oh, hold on.